cry yourself to sleep, and you are colder, much colder. If only you could see. Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you came? Don't you know that you're beautiful, no matter what the scars, no matter what they say? And we'll shout it out, louder, prouder. Ain't no one gonna hold us down, 'cause you know that we're beautiful.
So there are two main things that I have realized that we all have in common. Number one is that we all have messy houses. Don't deny it. Don't say that you don't. I am sure that one time in your life, your house has been a mess, especially if you have multiple people living in your house. And at this point, if you are in the season in your life where you have small kids. And it's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And number two is that we all struggle with something. Whether we are a perfectionist, whether we are OCD about things, or whether we can barely even get out of bed to get a little task done, or if you're just feeling overworked, overstressed, not enough time in the day. And if you're not feeling that right now, I'm sure that you can think of a time in your life where you have felt this way. So we have all faced some type of struggle or some type of mental block that has stopped us from taking action when we either really wanted to take action or we felt that we needed to. My name is Michelle, and I am a full-time working completely normal mom like most of you guys with two small toddlers, and I also struggle to take action when needed. My channel focuses on cleaning and organizing motivation and also mindset motivation, because I feel like our mindset is the number one thing that stops us from taking action or not taking action. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later in this video. I have a lot to get done today. So a lot of it is laundry. I have some kitchen cleaning. I am going to clean out the fridge and also restock the pantry with some of the groceries that I got. I'll clean a little bit in the bedroom, and then I'm going upstairs and cleaning that up too. So let's make today the day that you are going to get some stuff done, whether it be a small task or a large task. This took me almost 2 full days to do, so don't be a little bit too intimidated because it is all grouped down into one. I guess this is a 40-minute video. So let's get started.
From a different star, flying over streets and the broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden, we run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know.
So I have already decorated for fall this season. If you haven't seen that video, then I will link that down below for you to check out. But one thing that I noticed last year is that whenever I decorated for Christmas, you'll see those King of Christmas boxes there, because last year I had so much trouble with my Christmas tree. It was like the beginning of November and all of the Christmas trees were already sold out super fast. So this year, call me crazy or call me genius, I ordered another Christmas tree early on. It was actually 40% off. So that's why I had those boxes, just kind of prepping for Christmas. Christmas this year in our house is going to be amazing. I think I have way more Christmas trees than anyone in their life should own, but I absolutely love it. It's a winter wonderland and I don't regret it at all. Another cool thing is that my mom invited me over to her house and is allowing me to film while we put up all of her decorations too, which is going to be absolutely amazing because my style is more like Christmas glam and her style is more traditional. So you'll see two different things coming up here whenever Christmas season comes around. So leave me a comment below. Are you already getting excited, or are you just like, whoa, you are going way too far ahead? Christmas is not for another 3 months or so. I haven't even thought about it.
And we ride on the flames till the morning light, baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody.
The laundry products, I have used Tide for like my whole life, and I have recently switched to a lot of the Method purpose cleaner. The Method is just more natural. I've mentioned before that I'm trying to go 80% more natural and only like 20% chemically if I have to. So I just use like the Tide spray and wash to get some of the stains out. Let's be honest, when you have kids, there's stains everywhere. So this is one of my daughter's super expensive princess dresses, and that is nail polish all over the dress. I just about cried when I saw it. They got into my nail polish, and Sailor was trying to paint Savannah's toes while she was wearing the dress. It got everywhere. And yeah, so I don't really want to talk about it unless you have a solution. So should I use nail polish remover? So when I tried using a little bit of nail polish remover, it was kind of like spreading it. So I'm kind of lost. I'm not sure. Have you guys ever experienced it, or do you have any recommendations? Leave me a comment and let me know.
Go that far, 'cause I know better than that. So baby, let me hold you. I wanna show you how to treat you right. Ooh.
So if you have been following me for a while, then you know that I have been using Tineco for several months now. I have their original wet vac as well as their cordless vacuum. I am happy to announce I have collaborated again with Tineco on their latest wet vac, which is the Floor One S5 Pro. One of the reasons why a wet vac is a great choice to have is because it will actually vacuum up and mop your hardwood floors at the same time. Because we have such a large downstairs area that consists of either all hardwood floors and tile, this just cuts the time in half and makes it so much easier to have something available that I can quickly clean up, vacuum, and mop at the same time. Some of the unique features with the Floor One S5 Pro model is that it has a 35-minute runtime, and it also has a larger capacity to clean with an up to 30% larger tank. The exclusive brush head on this model in particular is able to clean along baseboards and into those hard to get to and reach tight corners. The smart eye loop display that's exclusive to this model changes from red to blue whenever the floor is cleaned. Whenever we have some of these small messes, we can just pull out the Tineco vacuum and vacuum it up in just one pass. The suction, roller speed, and water flow automatically adjust to whatever mess you have. So the LCD display will actually guide you through your cleaning, making sure that you are getting everything as clean as possible. We struggle with having a lot of dog hair everywhere. As you know, we have a black lab, so this helps get into those tight corners and get all the dog hair that's hiding throughout the floor. You'll see in just a few minutes whenever I empty out the vacuum how much dog hair it actually picked up in one pass. So it is incredibly lightweight, easy to use, and offers a self-clean option, which makes it so much easier whenever you are emptying out the tank. So being able to see the battery level, having a voice prompt, the animation demonstration, the auto mode, the Wi-Fi indicator, and the dirt monitoring loop make this vacuum the Cadillac of wet vacuums, in my opinion. And this is perfect for everyday cleaning because I don't have to worry about vacuuming and then grabbing a mop and a bucket and then cleaning everything out. I can just easily grab my Tineco and get it all done at one time, saving me so much time. So once I was done vacuuming up the floors, I clicked the self-clean option, and the LED screen and voice prompt will guide you through the self-cleaning process. It will help bring everything up into the bin, and then you just empty the filter and also empty out the bin. So all of the debris and dirty water you can easily empty out. This is a brand new vacuum that just got released from Tineco, and I have partnered up with Tineco to give you guys an additional discount. You can click on the link below in my description box, and that will allow you to purchase one of your own S5 Pro models with a discount.
Love friends fill up the car to live best because we wanna, yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine, we're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else.
A couple weeks ago, I asked if you guys liked grocery hauls. Majority of people said yes, some people said no. So I will kind of keep it short. I did make a trip out to Trader Joe's. I don't go there as often as I used to, but there are just a few staples that I always buy when I go to Trader Joe's. One is the pastrami. Lunch meat is amazing. I do like the jalapeno. Hummus is also a must-have. The lemon chicken is one of my top favorites, as well as their vegan cookies. I'm not vegan, but these oatmeal cookies are absolutely delicious. I also always get the jerk chicken plantain chips, and then I kind of stock up on these seaweed chips. So I have a funny story I'll tell you about that in a minute on those. The next thing I get is the sweet and spicy pickles and jalapenos. Those are a must-have if you make sandwiches a lot. So I bought 2 because I can go through those in like a week. And also some easy dinners. So those are like my Trader Joe's staples. Everything else I bought, I can also find at other grocery stores. Oh, and also the buffalo beef jerky is absolutely amazing. I always get a pack before I leave. And the girls have already found the Cheetos, but what can you do? I wish I was a little bit better about cleaning out the refrigerator every time I do kind of a bigger grocery trip, but this is the one time that I do it, so I get rid of a lot of stuff. And I'm also just rinsing off the fruit and vegetables. I just use like a fruit and vegetable rinse. I don't have a specific one, just whatever one that I find and I just use it and then buy another one that I find. These little containers I use to put in our fruits and vegetables. When I reorganized our refrigerator is when I bought these. One thing I would recommend after using them for several months is do not put them in the dishwasher. Otherwise the lid won't fit on properly. And I also have found that if I use the lid, then the moisture stays in there and it makes the fruit moldy faster. So I typically just keep them open. So kind of the same thing with these pantry containers. I do keep the lid on because they'll get stale if you don't. But I don't put them in the dishwasher because it'll change the shape and the lid won't fit properly. So kind of a fun fact about me, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this before, but I have mentioned that I'm into health and fitness, although not everything I bought was super healthy. We do live like a healthier lifestyle. So again, I kind of follow the 80-20 rule with a lot of things. If I'm not there yet, then I kind of strive for that. So 80% healthier, 20% not so healthy. In 2016, I got super into health and fitness. I actually became personal training certified, so I got my certification. and follow the flexible dieting approach, which was basically macro counting, which is macronutrients, so counting like your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. So I did better on a lower carb, not no carb, so I wouldn't go keto, but a little bit of a lower carb with a higher protein intake. So I tend to stick to higher protein snacks when all possible. And yes, I totally just knocked over that cereal all over the floor, and Sweet Savannah is helping me pick it up. But ultimately, Piper, our dog, helps and saves the day and eats all of it for us. But anyway, I never say that there is such thing as a perfect diet. The perfect diet exists when it's something that you can stick to. But anyway, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but if you're interested, you can Google like macro counting. That is basically my go-to, the way that it works for me. I don't count anymore, but I have developed enough amount of information to where I can kind of just stick to a goal without having to count or track anything. Starting off, I do recommend it. I used an app called MyFitnessPal. It's a free app, and you can just input all of your foods, and it just kind of helps give you an idea of what you're eating and all of those nutrients in those foods.
I can feel it coming, you on my radio. All I'm hearing is a song.
So it's been a little while since I've cleaned out our refrigerator and have gone through like all of the foods that are expired and shouldn't be in there, or the things that we maybe have tried and just don't like. Obviously, we don't have a lot of stuff in here anyway, which is perfect, which is the best time to clean out your refrigerator. So I'm just going to take everything out now. I have these refrigerator liners, which are lifesaver. So I can just take the liner out, wash out the liner, and put it back. And it makes it really easy to clean.
Drowning in your words from the stories that you carry. I would never judge, don't you ever say you're sorry. I don't mind if you don't mind it, sharing all your secrets with me. 'Cause ooh, how I fell in love, couldn't see it coming, blessed in my stereo. I can feel it coming, you on my radio. All I'm hearing is a song.
So I promised y'all a funny story about the seaweed snacks. So the little snacks that we buy from Trader Joe's are literally like seaweed crunch chips. They kind of remind me of chips. So the very first time I bought them, they have like, I guess, I don't know how to describe seaweed if you've never had it before, but if you like sushi, you know how like the sushi wraps are made with seaweed? Well, these are like hard. They're kind of like chips, but not. So I'm horrible at explaining, but anyways, in one of my very first videos I've ever posted, so I told you a little bit about how, I was in the fitness industry a little bit. So my very first video on YouTube was a series about weight loss, and I'm pretty sure that my eyelash was falling off in that video, but it was a really good video, and I talked about these seaweed snacks because they're real healthy. And so my mother-in-law watched the video, and she's like, oh, I've never seen those before, so I'm going to go and try and buy them because I was saying how much I really liked them. And she calls Chris, and she's like, okay, so Michelle posted about these seaweed things, and I bought them, and I tried them, and those things are so disgusting. And I was like, what? I think that they are so good. Chris eats them. I eat them. Both of my girls eat them. They're like alternatives to chips, but they do have like a seafoody taste to them. So like I said, I don't know really how to explain seaweed, but it is, if you ever do decide to try them, not everybody likes them, but I think that they're good.
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss, still burning, didn't know I missed this passion in life, now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile, it's impossible, not melting, irresistible, when I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied,
So typically for lunch, I buy these pre-packaged salad kits. I've been doing this for a really long time. They don't have to be from Trader Joe's. You can find them in any grocery store. But then I also buy these pre-packet tunas. So tuna is very high in protein and it's low in carbs and fat. So I typically make a little bit of the salad mix and then I put a little thing of tuna on top of it. And I've been eating that for lunch for years, and not every day, but probably most days. And I know when I have told people that, they think it's so weird that I eat the same foods a lot, but if it's something I find and I like, then I just keep eating it, especially if it's healthy and makes me feel good. But I have a question. When you guys go to the grocery store, do you typically buy like the same types of foods, or do you always have something different? Like, are you trying new recipes out all the time, or do you typically like stick to the same? Maybe you have like 10 recipes for dinner and lunches. So do you stick with the same types of foods, or are you constantly changing it up?
Life, you and I side by side, knowing there is more in life that I want.
Here is my somewhat cleaned and organized refrigerator. We did just redo our bedroom, and I posted that video last week, so if you missed it, then make sure that you check it out. So I was cleaning up a little bit before we actually did the final reveal. One thing that I noticed is that we have a lot of stuff on our dresser, so we still have a lot of our girls' clothes in our room because their rooms are upstairs, and sometimes it's just easier to like grab a pull-up or something, for my youngest daughter, if we keep some of their stuff in our room opposed to having to go upstairs all the time. But one project that we are heavily looking into doing is our master bedroom closet. Our closet is such a disaster. I don't think I've ever shared it because it's just horrible. Like, I have stopped doing anything in that room because in my mind I keep saying I'm going to wait and do like this big project. So then I just keep pushing it back. So then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But we need to do like massive declutter. It has started off with just like decluttering our clothes. And now I'm at the point where I want to like rip down things and redo cabinets and like basically redo it. So I already have ideas for this project. Any tips or pointers that you can give me if you've ever like redone your closet, then leave them down below and let me know. We are on day 2, which is going to be jam-packed. I get a lot done this day. I'm focusing more on deep cleaning, more in the kitchen, a little bit more in the living room, vacuuming and stuff before I head upstairs.
Oh, the shallowness and everything I suppress to fit in a small frame, but I won't play your game anymore. So I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness. They turn on me, but now I am perfectly free to
These countertops can be a little bit tricky because they are disguised to where you can't really see a lot of the dirt until you get the right angle, which this can be a good and a bad thing. This little fruit basket on the end, I feel like I always start to smell something bad, and then once I start pulling out fruit from there, there's always a bad piece of fruit. I think it was a couple weeks ago where I kept smelling something horrible, and I didn't know what it was. And I went over to the fruit basket and I kind of just looked and I didn't see anything. And then I was like, man, is it the trash can? So I would go upstairs. And then I just kind of left it alone. And the next day it got worse. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's a dead animal somewhere in the wall. And, just crazy thoughts or whatever. Or that my kids put something somewhere and I would never be able to find it. But I come back to this fruit basket and I start digging through it because all the fruit at the top was all good. And at the very bottom, I think it was a lime and it was all rotted out. And I was like, oh, finally, I found what was causing this smell. So bottom line is I either need to buy less limes or use more limes. So if you guys have any funny stories, then make sure that you leave me a comment below. So if you're new here, I like to tell you guys stories and then share stories that y'all share. In next week's video, a couple weeks ago I asked, I found something in my garbage disposal. So I asked, what were some of the weird things that y'all have found in your garbage disposal? And I couldn't believe some of the answers, but I'll share all of that in next week's video. And if you have more stories, if you have found something crazy in your garbage disposal, then let me know.
All this time, I've been feeling hopeless till you came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love? I don't know. No one ever showed me I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart. Maybe I can start to love again and tend to my scars. Can you show me how? Can you love me with all you've done? 'Cause I'm coming I just wanna come alive. I'm coming I just wanna come alive.
So next I am vacuuming up the couch. I'm pretty sure that dog hair just magically flies up and lands all over the couch. But anyway, I'm using the Tineco handheld vacuum. So this is also a Tineco product that I had received and I like it. It's very powerful. It also has the screen display where the circle will turn red whenever it's picking up like a harder area and then turn blue when it is cleaned. Whenever I did my fall decorating, I had mentioned that I gotten this blanket from Amazon because I really liked the color, but I was hesitant to buy it because the reviews were not very good. Like it said whenever you washed it that it fell apart in the washer. So someone just suggested to put it in one of those safe washer bags, which I do have those for, I think I have like them for socks and stuff. And I didn't really think of that. So thank you for the suggestion. And I just wanted to share that with everyone else. Next, I am moving on upstairs. I typically just pile everything on the stairs that needs to go upstairs. Also, my daughter Sailor's closet is a little bit of a mess, and my girls did clean up. So they had showed me that they had cleaned everything up, but my girls, Sailor is 3 and Savannah is 2. So they try as best as they can, but typically it just means like getting everything out of the way and not necessarily like organizing it. So I'm going to use today to go in and make sure everything is organized and put back where in the right boxes and containers and where everything is supposed to go. So I used to pick up this playroom all the time, and in a lot of videos, especially my like complete disaster videos, I would receive some not so nice comments about why my kids wouldn't pick up their own messes and just things along that line. So everyone parents a little bit differently. There's no one size fits all, and I think that every child is different too. So I'm not like a drill sergeant parent. I do try to encourage, and there's a couple accounts that I follow. So there's one account called Big Little Feelings. She's on Instagram, and just a whole different way of like approaching parenting. I really like hers. And then also Positive Parenting Solutions. So I've really been enjoying those types of parenting styles. And I'm not like a perfect parent by any means, and I never want to come on here and tell you how you should raise your kid. I think you ultimately know what is best for you and your family. But so Sailor has been watching me clean for a while, and I think that is so cool that recently she has been just wanting to clean. Like she's been like, I don't want to go outside until I'm finished cleaning. And I'm like, where did that come from? She is just so proud of herself whenever she accomplishes something on her own without me even telling her. I think that it is super amazing. I never had to enforce. I definitely encourage. So don't get me wrong. I'm not like, go make a big mess and I'll pick it up. No, absolutely not. I definitely want to have encouraged them. At 3 and 2 years old, they've been doing a great job, even though everything, like I said, is not perfectly organized in a bin that I want it to be in. That's why I come back around and make it like the way I want it. But as far as them being so proud of themselves for wanting to come and clean and kind of shadowing me has been a really, really fun experience. Now, whether or not this lasts, hey, we're just working on baby steps, right?
You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire. What are the odds we end up loving
So as I'm kind of just putting away some clothes, I wanted to, it's been a little while since I've shared a little bit about my background and my story. So last week I had finally mentioned that I wanted to start offering one-on-one coaching for people looking to either start or grow a channel here on YouTube. And I had a couple comments, and I know that people are having a little bit of limiting beliefs and not fully believing in themselves. And I just wanted to kind of like go back. So I did not grow up in a family with a lot of money. I grew up with a single mother. I moved a lot when I was in high school. I think we lived in 3 different apartment complexes. I suffered with childhood depression, and I had a high school teacher tell me that they could never see me graduating from college. I think for a long time I was really, really lost and just never fully believed that I was capable of doing the things that I was able to do. I ended up going to college while working full time, paying my way through community college. I didn't take out my first student loan until I reached the university, and I would go to night school because I worked from 7 to 5 every single day. I would drive downtown, get out of class at 10 p.m., and I was able to graduate, and 3 years later, I was able to pay off all of my student loans. After the pandemic hit, I was completely afraid that I was going to lose not only my job, it was my career that I had been a part of for the last 10 years. I took a leap of faith and started this YouTube channel. And I just wanted to let you know that my whole life path could have gone a completely different way if I would have listened to the people who told me that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't going to make it, or if I had listened to some of my own limiting beliefs, thinking that I could never finish college, or I could never pay off my debt, or I could never start a YouTube channel. So it doesn't matter where you came from or what you have. Appreciate every single experience that you've encountered, because you have either learned from that, you've grown from that, or you are capable of changing from that. I keep a quote on my desk, and it's from Walt Disney, and he says, "If you can dream it, you can do it." So whatever struggle that you are struggling with right now in your life, then don't let those limiting beliefs stop you. But if starting a YouTube channel is something that you have been going back and forth with, then I have more information on my Instagram, Michelle O'Malley YouTube. And if you are interested in getting more information about my YouTube growth program, then you can join my email list. I will leave a link down below.
Hold up just a minute. Been looking for some help just to find myself. Been losing my focus like 1,000 times before. Can't take this anymore. 'Cause I've been looking for something to change thoughts into motion. Been waiting way too long. Yeah, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotions. I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time.
I have this Nugget couch. So the little pink couch is called a Nugget, and it's just basically for kids and toddlers to use and make a fort or do whatever. There's multi-purposes for it. And in previous videos, I'm always washing the outside of it. And in one video, Sailor spilled like chocolate milk all over it. So I received a comment from one of you guys that this company makes these protectors for the cushion. So they're like waterproof protectors, and it's a company called Created by Couture. So thank you so much for sharing that link with me. So I ended up buying the set because I figured this Nugget couch is pretty expensive in itself. And if my kids are accidentally spilling stuff on them, they're not supposed to have drinks and stuff on them. But if they do, then it protects the cushions. So another cool thing is that it is so much easier to slide in. So once I put that protective cushion on it, then I can get the actual cushion on a lot faster. So again, this was shared by a subscriber. This company was shared from a subscriber, and I'll leave that link down below. So thank you guys so much for hanging out this long for another long video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. You got a lot of cleaning motivation. You got a little bit of mindset motivation. And make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. That way you won't miss any upcoming videos. I will see you guys next Thursday.